guys, it's me, Amanda, also known as Amateurs, and today we're doing a small/big declutter of my books. I say small/big because I'm not sure if I'm going to get rid of a lot of books or not, but I'm willing to go through them. So let's get started before this video is too long. First and foremost, we got these books that are up here. These are the ones I'm currently reading right here. Ignore that. So I got What Lies in the Woods, which I just got from Book of the Month. I specifically picked that one out because it sounded really interesting. I got Sea of Monsters, Wicked Fox, and The Mummy. And then over here, I got a book about Vikings. I'm going to get rid of the Count of Monte Cristo because every time I try reading it, I just drop that book behind there. I'm going to have to dig that out. Every time I try reading it, it's just hard to read because look how small the writing is. And I have troubles with small writing, and it's more of a complicated kind of writing style than I'm used to. I'm used to like middle grade / young adult right now. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this book. I didn't pay much for it. And just lean on the books I already have. So this is I'm gonna get rid of. I got The Fifth Wave and the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which is right here. You can't really see it. There we go. I got decently into it. Not far, or not even halfway, but it's really good so far. I'm going to continue reading it. There, that's back there. And here are my mangas that I'm currently reading. Hanakimi. This is 7 through 12, so I got a lot of reading to do. I just have been putting it off to the side. These books are kind of hidden, but I'm just going to go through them and tell you what I'm going to keep and what I'm not going to keep. So, I'm going to keep this because this is a zombie book. This is an angel book. Just purchased this book. Haven't even started. The Rising Sun is a book that my dad requested me to try reading because he really liked Michael Crichton. I think it's how you pronounce it, Crichton or Crichton. And it's in Japan, or inspired by Japan, or influenced by Japan, or in Japan, or one of the things. But he told me to read it. I don't know what it's about whatsoever. So this is gonna be an interesting jump in. Even when I read the back, I didn't understand really what it's about. So this is gonna be an interesting one to jump into. And then we have my Outlander series, which is all the way up to here. I got the second one over here on my book cart. You can't see it right now. So I am reading the second one. These are my Witcher books. The first one is somewhere. I think it's also on my book cart somewhere. It's not on my book cart. It's somewhere in here. I'll find it eventually. Got American Gods. Sorry for the mess up here. P.S. I Still Love You. I'm taking this one out. I don't have the first one yet, so I'm going to put this off to the side, off the bookshelf, so I can put books that I want to read on the bookshelf. This is all my Sookie Stackhouse series. I don't think I have all of them. I think I'm missing like 2 or 3 of the books just randomly spotted through the series. So, but I am reading number 2. I read number 1 and I got rid of number 1 because I didn't care for it. I'm not saying I care for the series either, because I kept the books. I'm just keeping them here because I want to try them out and see if I'll like them. And if I don't like the book particularly, I'll get rid of it. And eventually, if I don't like any of them, I'm just going to get rid of all of them. So, there's that. And then there's The Wife Upstairs, which is by Rachel Hawkins. I really like Rachel Hawkins. I finished one of her books in the beginning of this year. I think it was the beginning of this year. And I got really excited about that because I never finish books very often. So I purchased more of her books. I purchased this one and then these 2, which are hers also. I started reading this one a little bit, didn't get very far. I started reading this one and didn't get far. Haven't started this one, but they're all good so far. I just haven't finished them. We'll Never Be Apart is by Emiko, I think her name, Emiko Jean. I could be pronouncing her name wrong, and I don't even think Emiko is her first name. Maybe it is. Let me see if I can find it somewhere so I'm not wrong. Emiko Jean, it is. Okay. I read her Tokyo Ever After book, and I really liked it, so I bought 2 more of her books. This was at Aldi's for real cheap. It was like $2, so I purchased it there. This was on Amazon for like $1, so I purchased it there. Howl's Moving Castle, I've actually finished, so it should be on my finished shelf, but I want to reread it, so that's why it's on my currently to read shelf. This one I might get rid of because you don't know what it's about because there's no cover on it. I took the cover off because I like to protect the paper covers. So the book is Fate of the Fallen. Don't know if you can see that very well. It's a fantasy book. I want to like fantasy books, but I have a hard time imagining fantasy books. So when I read them, I struggle a little bit because I can't imagine. I have imagination. I write books. I just don't have a great imagination to the point where I can come up with what they're saying to me with a world and everything and characters and be able to see it perfectly. And fantasy makes it really, really hard to do. So I think I'm going to get rid of this book, Fate of the Fallen by Kel Cade. DNF it. I've gotten this far. See if I can show you. Gotten this far, so I got far in it, so almost to the middle. I'd say about quarter way through. I just couldn't finish it, guys. I just can't. I got Kiki's Delivery Service. I really want to read this. I can't believe I forgot that I had it. Honestly, I did. So I want to get to this eventually. It's an easy read. It's for like children, so it's an easy read. Orange is the New Black. Sorry, it's a bit blurry. And The Green Mile, which I've started a long time ago, and I didn't get very far in it. I don't remember why I didn't get far in it. I don't know if it was because I didn't like it, or if I just got into something else and just got rid of the book, because back then that's what I did. If I didn't read it after a certain time period, I would get rid of the book instead of giving it a try. So, I think that's the reason why I got rid of it. I don't think it's because I disliked it, because I really liked the movie, and I wanted to give the book a try. So that's all that's on the first shelf. Let's get down to the second shelf. Alright, The Silence. I'm going to get rid of this. I got this far in it. Well, maybe I'll give it a try. Let me look at it. Let me look at it a little bit more. Now, I'll continue reading this. I decided I'll continue reading this. I just didn't like the beginning of it, so that's why I said maybe to it. But I will give it more of a try in October, because that's one of my like horror / thriller books I usually read are at, and I think this is a horror. So I'm going to put this back over here. I got Bad Moms, and I got these two from one of my subscribers. I haven't started them yet. I'm kind of hesitant to start them because I don't want to dislike them, because if I dislike them, I feel bad. If my subscribers sent them to me. So I haven't started them yet, but I think they're going to be really good from the looks of it. The Daughter's Pirate King, I'm contemplating getting rid of this or DNFing it, because so far I just haven't liked it very much. But I want to get a little bit further in it before deciding, because I didn't get that far. I just don't like it too much right now. Oh, I got Heart and Soul right here. I'm reading that one. This should actually be up here. The Chinese Cinderella, I haven't started. Game of Thrones, Storm of Swords. Blood and Fire. I Am Legend. Cinder, I got from my roommate upstairs. I gotta read it so I can give it back to her eventually. And I actually have a bookmark inside of it. Normally I don't have bookmarks. I usually just have receipts. Pachinko, I need to get into. Every time I read this, I like it. But I have to restart it because I forget the names of the characters. Who else has that problem? I have that problem. Don't Go to Sleep, I just purchased from Walmart. Me Before You, I got decently far in it. I'm liking it. I just know that the sad ending, so I'm kind of hesitant about it. Spinning Silver, I heard great things about, so I'm going to keep, because one, I also like Naomi Novik. I have her Uprooted book that I'm reading that I really, really like, that I just stopped reading for a time period. This Edgar Allan Poe book, the reason why it's upside down is because the book actually is facing this way, so it's the cover is wrong. I don't know what it's called when they mess up the cover and the book itself is different. Like, for example, if I were to open it, ta-da! it's like right side up and the cover isn't. The Wolf and the Woodsman I heard good and bad things about. Miss Peregrine's Home for the Peculiar I like so far. This is the 5th book, so I'm taking it out so I can fit more other books. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm just putting it off to the side over here so that it's not taking up the shelf. The second Harry Potter book, I think this is also like a 2nd or 3rd book. It doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say. But it's The Spine of the World by R.A. Salvatore. He does, where is it? He does the Dret series. So, this is on my book cart, so it's my currently read books right now, or books that I can't fit onto the bookshelf, so. Here's the Witcher book I was talking about that I could not find. Now I found it. North, Myths, and Tales. This is actually my husband's book, but I wanted to read it to learn more about Norse mythology because he's really into it, and I want to get into it too because I want to be interested in some things that he's interested in, and Norse mythology is actually really interesting to me. I just got to get to reading it. Vicious, I heard, is really good. This book I don't know if I'm gonna read. It's dirty. Wow, that is really dirty. I'm keeping it because Walter Scott is actually my ancestor, and we have his crest and everything, and that's how we learned that we are part of his descendants. So it's important to me that I have this book. I don't know if I'm going to read it or not because I don't know if it's aged well. I haven't tried reading it. I just don't know if it's aged well, so I gotta give it a try and see if, if I'll like it. The Help, I've read and reading again. The Cheerleaders is good so far. Quarantine, I got from Florida. Let's see if I can scoot you over. Badass, The Birth of a Legend is an interesting book to read. The Ancient Bastards is another interesting book to read. Reboot, I heard about when I was looking up zombie books. I don't know if it's exactly like a zombie book, but it was in the zombie book recommendation area, so that's why I purchased it. I don't know much about what it's about now because I purchased it a year ago. Viking Dead by Tombs of the Dead by Toby Venables. I haven't started this one very much. I only started like a page, but I'm really interested because it's about, I think they're called Drugger. I could be wrong on how you pronounce that. Druggers, I think, and they are the zombie version of like Norse mythology zombies, basically, and I was really interested in reading about that. Let's get started on these books. These are all I've read books, except for the ones that are over here. These are the ones I just purchased and need to be put up somewhere, or need to be put in a video. These need to be put in a video. These need to be put up somewhere. So let's go through the books that I've read. Let me sit down so I'm not like leaning over everything. My dinosaur. Alright. The first book of Slow Burn I'm going to keep because it's a zombie book and it was pretty good. I might get rid of this one. This is the Treasury of American Folklore. The only reason why I kept it is because it mentioned the Jersey Devil, and that's all that I really noticed that it mentioned that I was like really into. So I'm gonna get rid of this book. The Reckless Girls I actually finished like last year or this year, and I'm really happy I finished it. But I liked it, so I'm gonna keep it for now. Although it's a thriller, so I already know the ending, so I might give it up in the future. Manga. Yokai stories, which was really interesting to read. This Would Be Paradise is another zombie book that I definitely recommend to you guys if you're really interested in zombie books. So definitely give it a try. Tokyo Ever After was really good. I really enjoyed it. Once There Were Wolves. I want to keep this book because it involves wolves and I love wolves. But it's not that great of a book. Like, it was good. It's a thriller. But I don't know if I want to keep it. I don't know if it was that good. So I'm going to keep it in my my shelf for now and figure out in the future if I want to keep it. The Island was very good. I definitely recommend this book. It's a thriller also. It's soon to be a Hulu original series, which I'm super excited about. I look on Hulu almost every single day waiting for it. It started to get signed in on this year, so it probably won't pop up until this, okay, sorry. Let me rephrase that. I got signed into Hulu on 2022, so it could be arriving this year or next year, because it's 2023 now, so that's why I say that. The Twilight books, the only reason why I keep them is because they inspire me from one of my books. Not that I'm, like, putting vampires in, well, vampires are in my books, but it's nothing like her vampires. Darling Girl, I gotta think about keeping or not, because it's a Peter Pan retelling, and I love Peter Pan retellings. I love Peter Pan. Peter Pan's one of my favorite, currently is one of my favorite Disney movies / fictional characters. So I want to keep it because it's a Peter Pan retelling, but it's not that great. A lot of sensitive topics are in this book. Be careful when you read it, because it involves assault and other such topics like drugs and stuff like that too. So I wouldn't advise reading it if you're sensitive to those topics. I'll keep it for now because I do have a Peter Pan retelling video I want to put up eventually that I'm currently working on, but this book is a part of. So I'm going to keep it for now. Where the Crawdads Sing. Let me fix you. I really enjoyed this book, but I don't know if I want to keep it. Like, I don't think I'll ever read it again, But it was really good. It's another thriller, but it takes a while before it gets to the point where you figure out what's going on. Because it explains her past a lot and stuff like that. I definitely advise watching the movie if you don't want to, like, read just on and on about a child's past and stuff like that. It's not bad. It just kind of was boring to me a little bit. So I might get rid of this one. Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire I have finished, obviously, because it's in my finished section, and I loved. So I'm going to keep it. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, I'm keeping. The first Harry Potter book, I'm keeping. The Sorcerer's Stone. And the Lost in the Neverwoods is another Peter Pan retelling, which was really good. Badass Ultimate Deathmatch by Ben Thomas was really good. You learn about historical people and the badass things they have done. It was really well written, and it's funny. It's comedic how it's written. So if you want to read something like that that tells you a bit interesting history, I definitely advise reading this one. So these are all my Harry Potter books I got from my mom. I'll set them right here. They're going to be in my my books that I purchased recently haul, which I don't have any books except for these right now. So I am just keeping them here until I get more books that I've hauled. And these books I've hauled, but I need to put away. So I'm going to I don't have a lot of room to put books away right now still, even though I took some out. So that is the books on my bookshelf. We'll switch to the books on my cart next, and the books that are in the other cabinet. And we'll go through them eventually. So, I don't know if this is going to be a two-parter, but if it is, and this is the end of this particular video, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll wait for number 2.